Normally, when winter arrives, we open our wardrobes, take out our jumpers, our jackets, and our blankets to protect ourselves from the freezing cold. But stop and think for a moment. What if you had no jumper, no jacket, no blanket, and not even a proper home? Would you survive a freezing winter? Now imagine this. You are living 50,000 years ago. You are an ancient human. Everywhere you look, there is snow. Freezing winds cut through your body. The sun has already set. The temperature keeps falling. Your whole family is with you. Your children are shivering from the cold. But you have no heater, no electricity, no warm clothes, and no modern shelter. Only one hope: to stay alive. Many ancient humans settled in places where food was easier to find, and hunting was more successful. But finding food was not their greatest challenge. Their real enemy returned, every single winter: the freezing cold. A cold so deadly, it could kill a person in just a few hours. And yet, ancient humans survived for thousands of years. But how? What secret allowed them to protect themselves and their families when they had almost nothing? In this video, we'll discover how ancient humans survived without modern clothing, how they used fire, animal skins, caves, and their incredible intelligence to stay alive. We'll also explore the remarkable survival techniques that continue to amaze scientists today. So, let's travel 50,000 years back in time and discover how ancient humans defeated one of nature's deadliest enemies, the freezing cold. Cold wasn't just a season, it was the greatest enemy of ancient humans. People could survive without food for several days, but the freezing cold could take a life in just a single night. As the body's temperature began to fall, the human body did everything it could to hold on to its heat. First, blood flow to the hands and feet started to decrease. The fingers became numb. The whole body began to shiver violently, because shivering is the body's natural way of producing heat. But if the cold continued to get worse, the body slowly started to lose the battle. This is when a dangerous condition, known today as hypothermia, begins. During hypothermia, a person's ability to think clearly starts to fade. Walking becomes difficult. Speaking becomes slow and slurred. And eventually, the body becomes so cold that the person can lose consciousness. The most dangerous time was night. The sun disappeared, and behind the mountains, the temperature dropped even further. Everywhere, there was darkness, icy winds, and the constant threat of death. If a family had no way to keep warm, they might not survive until sunrise. That is why, every evening, ancient humans worried about only one thing: how will we survive tonight? And the answer to that question became one of the greatest discoveries in human history: fire. Next, we'll discover how the discovery of fire changed the lives of ancient humans forever. The discovery that changed human destiny. But one day, something happened that changed human life forever. That discovery was fire. At first, ancient humans couldn't create fire themselves. They first encountered it in nature, caused by lightning strikes, trees rubbing together in dry forests, or volcanic eruptions. In the beginning, they were afraid of it. But over time, they realized that fire could become their greatest ally. They began preserving burning branches so the fire would stay alive for as long as possible. Many years later, they learned how to strike stones together to create sparks and start a new fire using dry grass and wood. Fire completely transformed human life. Now they could stay warm, dangerous wild animals kept their distance, and for the first time, humans were able to cook their food. Cooked food was safer, easier to digest, and provided more energy, helping them survive in harsh conditions. Gradually, fire became the center of family and tribal life. As evening fell, everyone gathered around the fire to eat, share stories, and prepare for the next day. But keeping the fire alive was a huge responsibility. If it went out, starting a new one could be extremely difficult. That is why someone was always responsible for watching over it. Fire was more than just warmth. It became humanity's greatest source of protection, food, and hope for the future. At first, ancient humans didn't wear clothes at all. Since they lived in warmer regions, they didn't feel much need for them. But as humans gradually moved into colder areas and faced the harsh conditions of the Ice Age, they had to find a way to protect their bodies from the freezing cold. The first solution was using the skins and fur of the animals they hunted. They noticed that animals with thick fur could survive even the harshest winters. This gave them the idea that animal fur could also protect humans from the cold. In the beginning, they simply wrapped animal hides around their bodies. Later, they learned to clean, cut, and shape the hides using sharp stone and bone tools. They stitched the pieces together with animal sinew or strong plant fibers. This was one of the earliest forms of clothing technology. To protect themselves from icy winds, they wrapped the hides tightly around their bodies, covering their heads, shoulders, and feet, where body heat escapes the fastest. Staying close to fire, living inside caves, and wearing animal fur became their best defense against the freezing temperatures. These simple yet clever techniques helped ancient humans survive some of the coldest winters on Earth and laid the foundation for the clothing we wear today. Fire and shelter alone were not enough. To survive, the most important thing was food. During winter, finding food became incredibly difficult. There were no fruits on the trees, many animals migrated to distant areas, and hunting on snow-covered ground was much harder than before. During these harsh times, ancient humans hunted large animals such as deer, wild goats, mammoths, bison, and yaks. A single successful hunt could feed an entire family, or even the whole tribe for several days. But not every hunt was successful. Sometimes, even after hours or days of effort, they returned with nothing. Whenever they found food, they ate not only the meat, but also the animal fat. Fat provided a huge amount of energy and helped the body maintain its temperature in freezing conditions. That's why animal fat was one of the most valuable resources for surviving winter. However, not everyone was fortunate. If they failed to hunt for several days, if their fire went out, or if the weather became too severe, some people lost their lives to hunger, freezing cold, or illness. Even so, those who survived each brutal winter passed their knowledge on to the next generation. Over time, they learned how to hunt more effectively, preserve food, and adapt to changing seasons. These survival skills eventually became one of the greatest strengths that allowed humanity to endure and thrive. What can we learn from ancient humans? Ancient humans taught us that unity and the determination to never give up are the greatest strengths. When they hunted alone, they often failed. But once they learned to hunt together and protect one another, their lives became safer and much easier. They faced every challenge with courage and never gave up. If they had given up, human civilization might not exist today. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe to the channel, and press the bell icon for more amazing videos.